Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I'm going to be drawing another little character in my tiny sketchbook here, and I'm thinking maybe a little stick or, log type character. And we'll get started on that in a second. I just want to say real quick before we get started, if you hear any strange noises in the background, I'm not super gassy or anything. We have adopted a doggo recently, and he's having a little snooze on the floor here, and he sounds like an adorable little pig because he's a pug. So anyways, that out of the way, let's get started on this drawing. I'll show him at the end in case you want to see him. But I'm thinking we need to start with a big cylinder here for our log boy, log creature. It's going to be the way to go. I want to show him from the top here, so I'm going to draw an ellipse like this. And we'll do something like that. And then we will probably start with a knot hole here for his mouth, I'm guessing, or his nose, I don't know. I guess we could give him a couple little eyeballs like so. We'll just have him look like he's going, oh, all the time. We'll draw him some little stick-shaped legs here. Something like that, maybe. And, I don't want him to look too silly, so let's give him, we'll make his mouth almost look like it's a crack or something. Kind of like that. That'd be kind of cool. All right, so then to make him extra log-like, stick-like, I think we should add some little branches and stuff hanging off of him, like so. Maybe something like that. Oops. And I'm not going to give him fingers or anything like that. We're just going to go with a, because he's going to be kind of a summoned creature, I think. And I've been thinking about doing a comic book with these characters, but I was kind of having a hard time thinking about how I would make videos about that. I mean, it could be kind of interesting, but I had another idea, and it's something I've been working on for a little while. I have the beginnings of a board game, and I've kind of flip-flopped back and forth with the setting on the board game, and I think maybe the Fuzz Wizard sort of universe could end up being the setting for the board game. So, and I think maybe that could be an interesting thing to see a video about, kind of going through and designing all the characters and, items, and because it's going to be kind of an RPG, like a light sort of tabletop RPG, but more of a board game was the idea. Almost like, if a board game was an action RPG or something, was my idea. So, and I've tinkered around with a bunch of the rules and stuff, And so maybe I can figure out how to just do the creature design and stuff, you know, because I'm going to be designing tiles and different character cards and item cards and all sorts of stuff like that for it. And that could be something fun to watch. I don't know. Let me know if you're interested in the comments. And, you know, I'll see what I can do. I have a hard time, like I'm not trying to overpromise stuff here to everyone, but sometimes I have a hard time figuring out. I have a lot of ideas and I have a hard time figuring out how to make them into videos, you know. So we'll see what I can make work. I'm not very good at making videos. I don't feel like, so I'm learning still, you know. So with this, the top of him here, I'm doing kind of the bark like crunching off like that, and then this is going to be kind of the end grain of the, you know, the wood inside. So we're going to draw some rings like that. And then, you know, he'll have like lines coming out radially. Yeah, something like that. And we'll come through and give him some kind of bark texture here. Chipping away a little bit. Maybe. And let's redo his eyes. I'm not super stoked on those eyes. I think I want to make them look like they're, yeah, almost like holes cracked into the side of the log. Make him a little spooky, right? He could be one of the enemies in the board game. You know, the more I talk about it, the more I kind of like that idea, actually. So it seems like it would be something that would be fun to make. So, and I don't think documenting it would be a bad idea, right? Like, somebody tries and jacks my idea, I can always point at the videos and be like, I think they stole it from here. So there we go. I think with these little character designs, I think I'm just going to start giving them, I was trying not to go too crazy with the background here, but I think I'm going to start giving them just a little bit of a texture at their feet to make them look like they're standing on something. Like so. I'm pretty happy with this, so let's give him a light erase. And I will come through with some ink. And you can see how we get that done. And yeah. I'm going to start with the fine nibbed fountain pen here. And we will come through and give him some little twigs. Make him a little crunchy. When I'm doing these outlines like this, I like to kind of change it up. Like if it's going to be like a more of a good guy character, I think a smooth outline. But then if it's going to be more of a creature or something like that, I mean, it's really dependent on the type of creature or character, you know. But Yeah, with this log guy, he's going to be kind of a baddie, I'm thinking, so we'll give him kind of a crunchy outline here, like so. That's the pupper taking a nap, I swear. All right. So, just coming along, and this first outline I don't really think of as an actual outline. This is more, I mean, it's an outline, but then I like to come through and give it a thicker one at the end too. So this is more of like a kind of base outline, I guess. It's not the official outline, it's the beginnings. There we go. We'll bring this kind of wood grain sort of line up this way, like that. Just talking about turning this into a board game, because I have done quite a bit of work on the board game already. I never thought to like combine these two ideas, and I think it's a really cool idea. I'm actually kind of excited about it, so hopefully I can figure out how to make it into good video content. And we can document the whole process. Hopefully it's interesting for people to watch. You know, maybe you can learn from my mistakes, you know, if you're thinking about, you know, making your own board game or, you know, just character design in general. So I feel like I'm maybe not the best teacher, but if you learn by watching, then hey. That'll work, right? All right, so that's a good place to stop with the main outline there. Here. And then let me get this extra fine fountain pen out. And we'll start working on, I'm going to go in and get some of these darker areas, like his eyes are going to be dark. I'm just going to do a little cross hatch right through those. I'm going to try and get him about the same level of darkness here. It'd be cool if I was drawing him bigger. It'd be really cool to have like a bird like living inside of him or something, you know, just poking its head out. But this drawing's a little small for that, so. I'm just being kind of loosey-goosey today, but that's okay. You'll see once we get him kind of a little more flushed out, it'll look nice. I'm going to try and put kind of a highlight right in this area. I like to have the light source coming from the top left most of the time. We want to get that wood grain look, so we're going to keep the hatching going in the direction of the wood grain. Just trying to get some of this wood grain hatching around like his eyes and stuff, but also you don't want to go too dark around there because you'll start to lose that. Yeah. The eyes won't look quite right. Let's make sure we're nice and centered in the frame here. Somebody, I forget who, but somebody mentioned in the comments it's a good idea to put like a tape border around here. And it is a really good idea, and I keep I'll read comments and be like, oh, that's such a great idea, and then just immediately forget. So I haven't done it, but I'll get around to it one of these days. One of these days I'll remember. All right. Yeah, and I'm just going to leave a little bit of a highlight on his bottom lip there because the light's going to be coming down and catching it. But we're also going to slowly come over this way. All right. Oh, goodness. The dog's wheezing over here. It's been interesting getting used to a new dog. I haven't had a dog in a very, very long time, so it's fun, though. Let's see here. Okay, and then just coming through, pecking in the wood grain down here on his legs. And I'm just going to leave a little bit of a highlight kind of at the top here, like so. And we'll fill that in dark. It's going to be a little more dark on this side than the other side there. And I think once we come through with the final outline, I'm going to leave an edge light here on this side. Well, I didn't do it down there. Let's keep it consistent. Well, we won't do an edge light here. If I had to do this over again, I would put an edge light on there. But these are just kind of concept sketches, so it's not the end of the world. Just getting it down, getting the idea down on paper. It's almost like note-taking for me. And then I can, start to refine the character design each time I draw them. So a lot of times with these little cartoon characters I like to make up, I'll draw them over and over again. Kind of get your cast of characters you like to draw, and then you can make changes and all that kind of stuff. That's looking pretty good. The wood grain's turning out really nice, I think, so. And how I do that is I'm just drawing little wobbly lines and keeping them parallel to each other. I mean, you can see how we do that. And then I'll just kind of trail off and maybe turn into stippling when it, goes into the highlight area, like that. Okay, so this area is going to be all highlighted. These are like little bumps in the wood here. So we don't want to get too dark up here. Maybe continue upward like this. Just a little bit. And we can do some lines across there like that. Yeah. Yeah, he looks cool. He looks spooky, but also kind of cute. And gonna just have the texture come around the back there, because as it gets foreshortened, like the lines will get closer together. So even if it would be like a highlighted area back there, you're still going to see some texture, if that makes sense to you. Makes sense to me. Hopefully it makes sense to logically or whatever. Sorry. And then inside here, same thing. We're just going to do a little bit of hatching on the inside like so. So it would be highlighted. Well, no, it would actually, that would be highlighted, but the inside of bark is dark anyway, so we'll say that's why. It doesn't look bad or anything. So, okay, for the little concentric circles, here's how I like to do this. I'll just draw basically the same thing as the wood grain, right? Just little lines. I like to make them a little wobbly like this. And we will just kind of make sure they don't run into each other. And they don't need to be perfect or anything like that. We can do something like that. There we go. And then we'll do kind of the cracks, you know, coming out from the center. You'll see I like to kind of randomize them a little bit. Just like some of them will start at the center, some of them will start on the edge. Just kind of whip that line like so. Give it a whip. All right, I'll stop saying whip. All right, let's go down here. All right, something like that. Beautiful. This is just a little bit of ground texture just to make him so he's not just floating in space. It's just kind of a little bit of a shadow. Maybe he's just standing on some dirt. Don't want to add too much background, just you know, we got to keep these videos to a watchable length, so. There we go. All right, so last things last, let's give him a little bit of a thick outline going around. I'm just coming through. This is a fine nibbed fountain pen like the first one, but it's certain nibs are thicker than others, so this one puts down kind of a thick outline here. We're just going to come along, and we'll even use this to add some little sticks or something, little edges poking out, like so. Maybe do something like that. And this one, normally I don't follow the line out to the tip, but because these are like little branches and I'm adding little chunks in like that, I'll follow these lines out all the way. I'll just come along like that. So they're supposed to be a little more blunt. I'll do something like that. I just want them to look a little crunchy around the outside, so I'm making the line a little more, the outline a little more wobbly and more detailed than I normally would. Okay, we're just coming along here like so. Oh, big snore. I don't even know if the microphone's picking it up or not, so I might just sound like a crazy person. We will see. Hopefully it adds to the ambiance of the video and doesn't make it unwatchable. Whatever. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And then I'm going to come through here and do this kind of top edge with the thicker outline too. And that's just going to give him a little more pop right across that edge. Bam! I think that looks pretty cool. He's a good little log villain. And yeah, that's going to do it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you found this entertaining or helpful in some sort of way. Go ahead and leave me a like, a comment, a subscribe if you feel so inclined. And real quick, thank you to my patrons on Patreon. I will leave a link in the comments, or the description, excuse me, if you're interested in signing up for that. It helps support the channel. And I will see you all in the next video. All right. Bye now. Oh, Coco. Hey, you want a treat? Yeah. Sit. Can you sit? You can sit. Sit down. Yeah, that's a good boy.